Good morning, everyone. Apologies for the construction that seems to never end outside my window, if that's something that you hear. Um, and I'm hoping you feel real good today. Welcome to 1 Million Cups Iowa City. It's our weekly community program to educate, connect, and engage with entrepreneurs in our local community. And today I'm emceeing as the last day, the last 1 Million Cups for Hispanic Latinx History Month, which has been an absolute pleasure to host people who specifically identify as Hispanic and Latino. Today we're going to be hearing from Jacqueline Arreola. Arreola. I don't know if my R's, I no longer got that. Gotta practice that. But before we dive in, again, sharing is caring. So we have all of these. We have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just because we are not in person, we would love if you could share how your setup is for 1 million cups. Are you drinking coffee? Are you drinking tea? Do you got milk? Do you have sugar? Just let us know by sharing kind of what your setup is and how things are going for you, because we want to continue connecting with you and engaging with you. And for our last Hispanic Heritage Month thing, right, I decided we would have a challenge. So I challenge you to expand your network, right? Find your curiosity, utilize it to find a thought leader in your field or someone you could support and learn from who identifies as Hispanic and Latinx. A lot of us may not even have someone who identifies as Hispanic and Latinx that's specifically in our entrepreneurial field. So I'm challenging you to expand your network. And with that, I'll pass it over to Jackie. Let's stop my share here, who will talk to us about her LLC. Jackie, the floor is yours.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Buenos dias. My name is Jacqueline Arreola. I go by Jackie because the name of the business is Jacqueline Arreola LLC, and that's kind of, I keep the two entities or identities differentiated. It was a pleasure when I got the email from Marlene regarding this network or presentation, because even though I'm not from Iowa City, Coralville, I'm in Washington, it looks like it's two different worlds. One is more rural and one is more urban. So this is a great opportunity for me to get a different perspective on what things look like. Unfortunately, things have changed dramatically from everyone due to COVID-19. So we have to be more creative. We have to be able to find different routes how to get to our clients. I was fortunate enough to be able to be in a business that I don't have to see my clients face to face. So in a way, I kind of find myself lucky, but I'm sure that a lot of us are struggling to keep up to date and find different ways to get this thing going. So I'm gonna try to get my slide here. Bear with me, please. All right, so it's not the best. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
all right, great.
Good.
Yep. So Jacqueline Arreola LLC, it was established September 7, 2018. And when I was talking to Jasmine, I was telling her how it all came about. She's like, Jackie, this is what we want to hear. So I'm going to tell you how Jacqueline Arreola LLC became a reality. My husband and I met a few years ago, and we were in different paths. He was looking to do something. I was very happy and content working for the banking industry. I was going up the ladder and I thought I was in my dream job. But somehow down in my heart, I knew that I wanted to do something different. I was raised by females that have been entrepreneurs all their lives, by my grandmother, my mother, and then family members. But somehow life kind of took me in a different route. So I met my husband, and I knew he wanted to do certain things, and I was very excited for him, but I have my own things going. So I have a friend that she was doing insurance, life insurance. And because of the type of job that I had, I was already licensed to sell life and disability. And she was going to do a Spanish presentation. And she was like, Jackie, can you help me, because your Spanish is a little better? And I was like, okay, I have no problem. So she sent me the packet and everything, and I was like, oh, I can handle this. So I invited my husband, then we were just friends. I say, hey, just come and see this presentation that I have. It's gonna be for dinner. And he was like, oh, absolutely, I'll be there just for the dinner. I'm like, gee, thanks. So he comes, and it was a two seminars. It was a two different presentations. And at the end of the last one, I went up to him and I was like, hey, what do you think? And he was like, Jackie, you were like a fish in water. And for me, those words were like very important, because my husband, now he's my husband, he's the type of person that is very straightforward, very honest. And if something is going to come out of his mouth, it's going to have a meaning. So I knew I have done something good. And let me just tell you a little background on that presentation. He was the one who was asking me the hardest questions. So he was trying to put me on the spot, but it didn't work. And when I was telling him, well, this is my dream. I want to do something on my own. I've been wanting to have my own insurance for a while. And he was like, well, what are you waiting for? I was like, excuse me, money, time. He's like, how much do you need? And I was like, okay, now we're talking. That's a different route. And from there, we decided that we were going to go into a partnership, that we were going to become partners, friends. And then when we were thinking about the name, I was like, I think I want something with my name on it, because I'm selling not the business, but also me, because in the community that I am, it's a small community, about 7,000 people have known me. I have been active in different nonprofit and different organizations. And he goes, well, why don't we name it Jacqueline Arreola? And I was like, so does that mean that we're getting married? He didn't say nothing, so I knew the answer by then. So that's how we decided to be Jacqueline Arreola LLC. And if you see the logo, it has different points. So that's what, there's nothing to do with insurance on the name, because I knew that I want to do more than insurance. The key means that you're going to be protected. And the bilingual, because even though I'm Latina, that does not mean that you have to be Latino to come and see me. Everyone is welcome. And then the circles at the bottom means that security, that protection that I'm going to be providing to you. So we took probably a few weeks to kind of get the logo going. His sister down in Mexico, who had just graduated with the business degree, helped us a lot. And I was busy trying to get the business, what type of entity, what type of insurance companies I was going to be targeting, getting the rest of my licenses. So this conversation happened in April of 2018. By July, we had the corporation already going. I already had talked to an attorney. I was talking to an accountant. And by September 7, we had the grand opening. The grand opening was just a success itself, because I never seen so many Latinos gather other than birthday parties or baptisms or quinceañeras. So people were asking me when we had the grand opening, So when are you closing, Jack? When are you leaving the bank? Because by that time, I was still a full-time banker. I was a personal banker for this local bank for about 16 years. Never in my mind, it even crossed that I was going to leave my job right away. So I was like, no, I am not leaving. I need to get this company going. I need to make sure that I have my clients, because insurance is just a commission base. So I was like, oh, there's no way that I'm going to do that. My husband mentioned about me leaving the bank. And I was like, nope, there's no way I'm going to do that. I'm going to make sure that everything is established before leaving my steady job. I was thinking about not just the income, but the insurance and everything else that comes with the comfort of what you know. 2 months into it, I was so busy. I was working on my full-time job Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, working at the insurance from 5 to 8, Saturday and Sundays. Somehow I did not see it. In a good way though. One Sunday, my husband wanted to have dinner at a local restaurant. And I was like, sure, I'll meet you there at 5. Before I know, I see him coming into the office and I was like, what are you doing here? We were supposed to have dinner. I'm like, exactly. I was waiting 2 hours for you. I did not realize it was already 7. I was enjoying what I was doing. And that was the sign for me that I needed to make a decision. So I decided to leave my full-time job and then concentrate on the business. I'll be lying if I tell you that it has been all perfume and roses, but it has been a great challenge. And I feel that I invested a lot in myself. I did a lot of research. I studied a lot, but I was kind of a stubborn because I kind of had an idea of what I wanted. And I was not taking any advice from my husband, who now has proved me that his vision and wisdom, it's out there. He can see more than I can see. And I think that's why we have created this company, and we have become a great partnership, not just in the business, but in all the areas of our lives. Insurance, it's a very, it's a lot of, not just so much information changing. It was always something different. With every company that I will contact, I have no idea how different it turned out to be. But because of my background and because of having many responsibilities at the place that I had before, I was able to multitask. I have been a one person running the company. So customer service, you contact Jackie. Underwriting, you contact Jackie. Bookkeeping, you contact Jackie. Anything that has to do with the company has been me. And I knew that I wanted to do that sacrifice because it takes years for a company like this to have profit. But I have a great network. I have a great network. And for that, I'm going to be very thankful all my life. Let me slice this thing a little bit here. My background. When I said I wanted to name the business my name, is because who I am. I was born in Brooklyn, but I was raised in a small town in Mexico, South Central. So my childhood was divided between Brooklyn, New York, and a small town called Santa Ana, Tecolapa. Population when I was growing up, probably 2,000, 3,000, now it's probably about 500. There was so many differences, not just physically, but the way I was raised. It shaped me into the young person that I was becoming. And then I went to school in Providence, Rhode Island, Johnson & Wales University. It's very well known for the culinary arts, but my degree is business management, nothing to do with that. And then after the September 11 events, I moved to Washington, Iowa, where I have my youngest baby here. She's in Iowa. She's attending University of Iowa. And then that's my husband. As you can see, we were very excited when we signed the lease for our office space. Little did we know that it was going to be a roller coaster to get this company going. This is when we got the grand opening. The most important people were there, except my two young adults that are in Rhode Island, and then myself. This was a great article that was featured by the local newspaper. And that was just a great way to get things going. And I love the picture, but I like the title, Helping the Latino Community with More Than Just Insurance. Because I realized that it's not what I wanted. It's not what I feel like the Latino community needed, because I did my studying. I was making sure that the demographics were there, making sure my target, making sure what I wanted to serve. But little did I know that it was not what I want. It's what the customer needs. What do they want? What's not being served? And we started offering wire services, notary services. I also help clients with their driver's license renewals, making sure that their plates are also renewed if they need to pay a fine. Because for some of us, a lot of those things are a given. If you need something, you go to the courthouse. If you want something, you go find it online. Well, for some people, they just don't know, or they don't have access to certain things. So we have to diversify a little bit more than what we thought we needed. So that's when I said I was so stubborn, because I wanted to dedicate just insurance. And my first license was life and disability. If anyone knows the Latino community, the last thing we're going to discuss is going to be about life insurance or dying. It's like a taboo in our culture. It's you don't talk about it, even though here in the US, there's only two things for sure: taxes and debt. So for us that have been exposed to different environments, we know that that's one thing it's going to be for sure. So why not prepare ourselves? Get this life insurance, get your will, get things ready. Well, for some people in the Latino culture, you just don't speak about it. So for me, it was like, okay, how many life insurance I'm going to be selling this month? None. So I realized that the peanut butter and jelly, I suppose, of insurance is home and auto. So I got into that. And I am not going to say that I'm an expert on it, but I feel that investing in myself, getting to know my products, and also getting to know my clients, I can make sure that they get, or that they know exactly what they need. One of the things I got into this business and going myself and not working for somebody else, it's because I knew that there was more necessities that our Latino community needed, not just being bilingual, but also having flexible hours. I'm here till 7 o'clock, Monday through Friday, except Fridays. I'm here till 6 o'clock. I'm not gonna lie. So Monday, Thursday, you can find me here till 7 or probably later. Saturdays, most of the day. Sundays, I try not to be here, but I always come because there's always something to do, and everyone knows my truck. So if they see my truck, they're gonna be knocking on the door. And I figure, well, I'm here, why not? So you have to be flexible. But it has been a challenge in a way that I've been trying to do so much here by myself, and then also help my husband. I have a home. I don't have any more children, but I need to have that part of me, Jackie, that needs to be healthy. And also, when we had the opening, so I'm going back and forth. When we have the opening, I want to show everyone that Latinos we are so diversified. We can be, we are opening small businesses left to right. We are the growing market in the country. We're the biggest minority now. And unfortunately, and it's not say by me, but there was a report by USA that unfortunately, I'm going to quote the article because I thought it was the truth. The USA Today Network series, Hecho en USA or Made in US, focuses on the nation's growing Latino community. Roughly 80% of all Latinos living in the US are American citizens. But media coverage of Hispanics tends to be focused on immigration and crime instead of how Latinos family live, work, and learn in their hometowns. 50.9 million Latinos. It's a growing economic and cultural force, many who are born in the US. And Latino entrepreneurs, we are contributing 500 billion in the economy. One of the things that I always try to focus, it's the financial impact that we do. People assume that we're taking money, and we're not. We're actually doing the opposite. We're contributing to our, not just local, but at all levels of the economy. And I think for me, it was kind of important to take that leap of faith, being ready, of course, to do something different. One of the assumptions that people asked me was like, are you opening a restaurant? Nothing wrong with a restaurant because I love to eat. But we also we tend to open businesses in different markets. There's nothing wrong with opening grocery stores, nothing wrong with opening food trucks, but we have also a brain that works just like anybody else. So for me, it was a very wonderful experience that I was able to achieve my dreams. But I feel that I had an advantage. I was a banker for so many years. I had a degree. I kind of knew how to navigate the system. So in that perspective, or put it that way, I feel like insurance is great, but it's not what I'm going to be settling. I want to do more than that. I want to help others to establish or get to that goal, because unfortunately, I feel that even though we're growing so fast, we tend to just stay at a certain size and not take it from there. Why? Because we don't have access to the same banking that other people do. Because of our lack of experience, we tend not to pay too much attention to the credit, which is so important. And even though sometimes we have the credit, we have the knowledge, we still don't get the loans, but it takes more than that. And I feel like there's always something that it's encouraged me to keep growing. That's my family, my children. They are my support system along with my husband. I see them growing every single day. I see that they're reaching their potential. And for me, when someone asks, hey, I want to make sure that you become a successful woman, I'm already successful because I see those human beings and I'm like, I don't need anything else. And I feel that I don't need to be telling my children, do this, do that, because they see who I am. There's so many local businesses here in Iowa, Washington, Iowa. In Washington itself, we have about 12. This is a small town of about 7,000. So we have Mexican restaurants. We have a Mexican grocery, also restaurant. We have 2 mechanics, auto shops. We have a refresqueria, which is kind of like a yogurt type of place. We have a salon. We have people that also in the construction industry. So I feel that there's a representation in our local area, but also I'm a co-founder of Latinos for Washington nonprofit. I feel that given a little bit of who I am or given something back to the community has helped me become who I am. Yes, Jacqueline Arreola LLC, it's my baby, but it's my baby because of who I have been involved in the Latino community in Washington. And also making sure that everyone has access to all those things that I already have access to it. But most important, I want to show not just here in Washington, but Iowa City and at all levels that we are a positive asset to be taken care of. That when we get portrayed not the right way, but what it is. One of the things I'm always struggling to make sure that I don't get too much involved in things that I need to keep kind of neutral. But there's so much going on in when you are a entrepreneur. I don't think any one of us expected the change that we had with COVID-19. I found myself lucky that I was able to do a lot of things from home or from my office without seeing my clients. One of my goals was to grow at a certain level to be able to have someone with me here in the office. And I believe I'm there, trying to get someone trained that I can do other things or that I can keep growing. One of the things that I mentioned already, investing in myself. I got all licenses here in Iowa. I got my license in Missouri, working in Illinois, because I feel that I need to be more diversified. And insurance, it's such a evolving industry. There's always something changing. There's companies that I was targeting myself and they're like, oops, sorry, we're not doing more of this. We live in Iowa. So things change. So I am not settled in just one thing. I'm looking for things to do in the future. Adding QuickBooks to my company this past 2 months has been one of the greatest investments. I don't know why I hesitated because I knew it was important, but stubborn myself did not want to add it. And now I feel like I can do so much reports. If the bank wants something, hey, here it is. I can see where I'm walking, where I'm standing, and I can see where I want to get to it. I guess that's Jacqueline Arreola. It's a baby, but it's growing, and it will definitely be here to stay for quite a while.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you. This was a tremendous talk. I think what stood out for me the most was this element that you mentioned of like, yes, help your community, people that you care for and support in that way, but also and structure your business in the ways that the business needs to be structured, but also listen to what the true need is in between the lines, right? And in between kind of what is not said, right? Instead of just doing something that we think the community needs, actually listening to what is needed. So we thank you for that, and we'll move to Q&A. Does anyone have any questions for Jackie?
I don't know if I have a question per se, but I just want to say thank you so much, Jackie, for sharing your story. I was like tearing up because it was so like inspiring. Just your hard work is like, I think that could be really inspirational for a lot of people. I don't think a lot of people work as hard as you do your research, make sure you're, set to go before diving into your new business. So that was like really great to hear. Yeah, I don't really have any questions because I feel like you did a really great job of sharing your story, but I just wanted to say if any of your clients ever want to like present at 1 million cups, we'd love for you to encourage them to do that too, because we'd love to like expand our reach, expand the type of presenters we have at 1 million cups. So feel free to pass along the information.
Oh, absolutely, I will. And I feel I have the advantage of being able to interact in almost any environment because of my background. I I can be with just Latinos and be having fun. I can be with non-Latinos and be okay with it. Um, and I think that's something that I wish it could be transmitted to a lot of people that, hey, it's okay. We might look different, but at the end, we all want the same things. Um, there's a lot of small entrepreneurs that they have so many great things, and if we can just get them the opportunity to present or to be exposed, using the different platforms that we have has been so great. I don't do any marketing, and maybe some people are not going to like that. I don't do any marketing with newspapers. Everything is on platform. Everything is on the platforms, Facebook or Instagram, because that's what we're using. And those are the things that we need to be evolving. I love to read, but not everyone has the time or the need to read. So changing, evolving is so important, and not just hard work, but dedication, investing in ourselves. But I feel that most important, it's having that passion. I love what I do. I really enjoy coming here and just being able to help someone, no matter what they want or no matter what they're looking for. Um, there has been a few times that I found myself struggling because of so much work. And one day, this lady or this client came to me and said, Jackie, you were born to help. I realized, hey, that means a lot. Sometimes it's a little arrogant to kind of like blow your horns, but I think it's important to know who you are so you know where you're going. So it takes more than hard work, Liz, but thank you.
I think it sounds like your banking background has really helped too. So you can like, you're not just an insurance provider, you're like sort of like a consultant, it seems like, for these people. So that's like going to go a long ways for you, I think. So I guess I do have a question. So you serve people in Iowa City as well, or like Coralville, North Liberty. Do people like come to you? I guess in the virtual environment, it doesn't really matter where you're at, but if someone in Iowa City is looking for services, should we just like put them in contact with you? Like, do they travel to you? Do you travel to them? How does that typically work?
Well, Liz, I'm licensed in Iowa. I just got my Missouri and working on Illinois. So that means that I can help people in those surrounding states. I don't even know all my clients because they don't need to come and see me. With e-signature, email, anything can be done without having to come. There's some that they love to see you, or that they just want to see, they want to touch that hard paper. And that's why you need to adjust. There's some clients that I just do text and I'll be like, okay. Some send me messages, but always making sure that you keep track of everything. But you have to adjust to the different changing environments. So if they cannot come and sign, I just send them everything so they can do the e-signature. So no, they don't need to come see me. If they want to see me, I'm more than okay because my hours are very flexible. But anyone in the state of Iowa, and like I said, Missouri, and hopefully soon Illinois can get a hold of me.
And I don't know how you stay on top of all of this. It sounds like you just have a lot going on. So,
and I'm sorry, I serve all lines of insurance, life, medical, commercial, casualty, property, anything. Yes.
Awesome.
Thanks, Liz. Any other questions?
Any questions, please? Any questions?
I guess I can.
I already said.
I thought you did a fantastic job presenting as well. Thank you so much. I am so sorry I was in and out. I've got a gentleman here to do a huge shred project for us. So I was bouncing in and out, so I apologize, but it was wonderful. And thank you for all that you're doing. And to echo like what Liz was saying, a consultant, but you seem to just be a friend to all, which is really inspiring as well. And it's so important to have people that we can connect with and trust, especially with huge investments like insurance. And I shouldn't say huge investments, but investments like insurance.
Absolutely, Erin. I feel that trust, it's very important. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to put my name on the business, because people knew me. People knew from me working at the bank for so many years. People knew me from working at Latinos for Washington, also serve at the library board and also the foundation, help at one of the local church in Main Street. And they kind of saw my face here and there. And I think it's important that they know who you're dealing with, especially when it becomes to your insurance. My background with banking allowed me to be very diligent with the things that I was handling. Protecting your information. It's very important. And I feel that the job that I had before kind of got me prepared to what I'm doing right now. So I'm always going to be very thankful for my previous employer, because they got me ready. At one point, I knew that I outgrew the bank, but there was nothing wrong with that, because I would not be who I am if it wasn't for them. Being able to interact daily with different things, I kind of jumped from one place to another, and I didn't think I was making a big difference, but it was very much the same. The changing environment, always rules changing, keeping up with your licensing, making sure that the data is protected, making sure that you're always doing your updates. Basically the same, except that this is insurance, and of course this is mine. So I feel like 7 days being here is not my work. It's who I am trying to achieve, the goals that I'm trying to set. I know that 5 years is not going to, in 5 years or 3 more years, it's not going to be this way. It'll be bigger. I'll have other people to help me, but in order for me to run, I need to walk, and before I can walk, I need to crawl. And I think I'm in that spot right now, crawling.
Thank you. Jay, I think you were gonna say something.
I was gonna ask. So, with all the different things you're working on, what are maybe the 3 most important things, or the 3 biggest things that you're doing to move your business forward here in the next few months, few years?
Diversifying myself, keeping up with technology, and flexibility with my schedule. I need to find another Jackie. I need to keep myself healthy so I can be here 7 days. And I feel that that network that is behind me has been wonderful. We get sick when we don't know how to make this channel all that energy that I have. Working out has helped me a lot, and eating healthy and all that good stuff, but also just being okay. Sometimes things don't work out the way you want it, and it's okay, Jackie. It's still very hard for me to let things go that I feel like I need to have or I need to get. So that was not helping here. And I feel like now that I have experienced certain things, I feel like, okay, it's okay. If plan A does not work, plan B, because I was the type of person that if I have a plan A, I'm going to get to it no matter what. And now I feel like, okay, plan A didn't get to it, I'm going to go to plan B. So keeping myself sane with the right sanity so I can get the other things going. And having another person, definitely, it's something that I'm implementing now. I have someone that is working with me part-time. Hopefully she'll get to stay with me because I do have some plans coming in January of 2021, and I need to have someone. And for me, it was a little struggle to have that investment because I had in my head it was going to take at least 3 years for me to have someone. And I feel that investing in somebody else is going to have a better return down the road. Thank you, Jay.
Yeah, hi. I have a question. First of all, many compliments for the presentation and for the passion you put in. I mean, I fully understand because I'm Italian, so my family was immigrant in the United States. I went through many of the things that you were talking about um, many years ago. The question is, if I understand well, the percentage of your customers are mainly Latin. What percentage of our non-Latin Americans, first of all, and if the percentage is high, what are you doing, to expand your customer base to also non-Latins? And second question is, how do you see yourself in your business in 10 years from now?
Well, Alfonso, thank you. Thank you. It is funny because when I used to work at the bank, it was quite the opposite when it came to my clients. I would say 80% was non-Hispanic and 20% was Latinos. And now it's backwards, 80% Latinos and 20 non-Latinos. And I would say about 10%, it's anything that has to do with any other ethnicity group. We have a group of Asian entrepreneurs here, and they're my clients. Why? Because I feel that they know that I just don't want to get their money, but also I care about them. I know their personal lives because they share that with me. I go to one of them to the restaurants, and I know that they have dinner at 9 o'clock. It's not that I want to have dinner with them. It just happens that I work late, and they always invite me, or they used to invite me, and have dinner. Little did I know that Chinese food is not what you eat at the restaurant, way different. And the fact that I was able to try their own food, the fact that I was asking them questions and sharing the table with them, they realized that I'm just another person, another human being that, yes, it's here for the business, but also care about them. What am I doing to get that number not as differentiated as it is? When I do my advertising on Facebook, I try to do bilingual, not just Spanish, but English. And then when I do put something on the local newspaper, I make sure that it's highlighted. I'm here to help everyone with their insurance needs, not just the Latinos, but everyone. This is a very inclusive business. Everyone is welcome. I don't just help with the Latino community. I also help with other organizations. This is a very small town. They're very huge in sports. So that will be my next step. Contribute to certain items or put some investment in that specific area, because I know that the local families care so much about their children being active in sports. And also when I help at the local church or any other entity, I make sure that it's not just for one specific ethnic group, but for everyone. I do hope that that's going to make a difference. I don't know how it happened, Alfonso, to be honest, how it happened that Latino, I go see her instead of everyone. But it's okay. I know that it wasn't gonna be a thing for me to accomplish that everyone comes. I feel that it has been proven that people tend to go to someone that look like them. And that's something that I'm okay with it. My clientele, it's growing. I have almost 300 clients, going from 0 less than 2 years ago. And the number in the white and non-Latino or ethnic groups, it's growing. Having another person is gonna make me is gonna help me be more active. I don't do any phone calling. Everyone comes to me. I don't do any active sales. They come to me. So for me, that has been something that I have appreciated so much, but definitely it's going to change if I want to keep growing. Where do I see myself in 10 years? Doing another, probably creating something different, Alfonso, making sure that the insurance is growing. I'm about to start a tax services in January. And I do hope that in 3 years, I'm going to be able to have flexibility so I can finish my, I don't want to say dream because I have a lot of dreams, but something that it is going to allow me to get my attorney degree so I can help people with immigration, because I feel that we have so much need and people are being taken advantage with fees and not getting what they need because of the language or because of the flexibility. So I do hope that when I'm 55, because I'm almost 45, I'll be able to have that. I don't see that, I don't see what I do as a job. I see it as something that I enjoy doing. And I do hope that that's something that stays with me, because that makes a big difference. Definitely a big difference, because I want to keep growing. I don't see myself going on retirement or going on vacation, because I enjoy that all the time. I do. I take a little minute trip in the morning, or I go to the key wash, love it. If I need to see my family, they're going to come and see me because they know that I don't have the flexibility. I don't have visions or dreams of retirement or traveling, because I'll get a book and I travel anywhere. Or because the beauty of the internet, I can see almost anything if I want to. But that's my way of thinking right now, Alfonso. In 10 years, I might be doing something different, but I think I kind of know what I want.
Well, thank you for that,
Thank you.
Jackie. That was a beautiful answer. And I think it's so unconventional. A lot of the stories that we've heard in Hispanic Hair and Latinx Heritage Month, the big thing seems to be building relationship, right? Building relationship, building a way that you are investing and showing the people like, I'm here for you, whether you work for me, whether you work with me or not, right? I'm invested in the community, I'm invested in your life, I'm invested in this way that builds that trust. So I thank you for that, and thank you for your presentation today.